Okay, so I'm just finishing up a few welds underneath here. And there, get all that welded on. And get that bracket up there welded on. I'll move this piece of wood for you. There. Okay. So yeah, getting her done. So I tore the axles and everything back off of it just so I could go over it and make sure I got everything welded underneath. I'd hate to lay there underneath of it and get weld splatter all over my face. So the tricky welds are up inside here. Tired getting up in there. Now I don't even know if I can get up in this face here. I don't think I can. But I don't think it's gonna matter. Get that one piece really good. And then here's the axles. Now I'm a little anal and I noticed I have a bracket here on this side of it, and then I got one on that side, so I'm gonna pull this one back off and flip it around so the bracket's on the same side. Just a little anal like that. Yeah. And there's Lacey. Hi, buddy. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to get her done today. If I can't get some paint on it, I think Lacey approves. I think she says it's good. So I'm gonna see if I can get some paint on it by the end of the day. That'll be nice. Alrighty. I'll check back in with you in a minute. So, this is what we got so far. Got the sides put on today. All the sides on. So they're just tacked in place right now. We got to gotta weld them up. But they're in place. And I think I gotta straighten them a little bit. Not too bad. Really not too bad. So there. She's coming together. I'm gonna sit down and weld all that up. Get her all welded. And then I gotta trim a few things. I gotta trim the two ends off here. That one there and that one there. And I got a piece over there to cut off. And then after that's all done, we can put some paint on it. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I'd like to get some paint on it by the end of the day, if that happens. So yeah, it's coming along. It's looking really good. So I'll touch base with you in another little bit. Okay, so we're almost done. I'm fighting with my welder, but I'm getting all the sides all welded up. Problem is my garage, I can't plug the welder in my garage because it's just ran by this stupid little extension cord here, and it won't run it. So I'm running it on this here bigger extension cord, and it overheats and shuts down on me. So I gotta do what I gotta do, I guess, right? No need getting mad with it, just gotta deal with it. So yeah, it's getting all the welds done. Got a little bit around here yet to weld. I gotta cut this piece off here, extend it a little bit too far. But yeah, it's looking good. So the next process, after I get this welded, I gotta get the tires and the axles back out. I gotta take the trailer and I gotta tip it up. So then I can paint all the bottom of it. Then I can tip it back down onto the axles. And then the paint will be on the bottom. I'll give you a few coats of paint on the bottom. But first, I gotta get the welds finished on the sides here, and I got one over here that I didn't get to. And then I got this angle iron right here, and it's gonna go right in here. And what that's gonna do is when I put my boards down on top, I'm gonna have a spot to drill some holes through, so I'm not drilling into that. I worked it out, and 2x6s are going to be the best thing to use. The pressure treated 2x6 across here. I tried 2x12s and 2x10s, but they're not working out for spacing wise. I got, I'll either have to rip one, or for the 2x6s will work out perfectly, and they'll hang over, quarter inch or so on each side, which is nice. So I'm going to cut them around all those the bars. It'll be a bit of a pain, but it'll look a lot nicer in the end. So I don't mind doing a little bit of work if it's going to look a little nicer in the end. So since I'm going to use 2x6s all the way around, I'm going to have lots of holes down through here, and I don't want to weaken the strength of the steel. So I'm going to put the angle iron in there, and I'm going to drill into the angle iron. It'll be a little smarter. So I got a piece of angle iron for here, a piece for here, a piece for here, and a piece for here. And I'll have to cut around this here stuff on this one. But yeah, it's looking good. I gotta clean up a few of the welds I gotta clean up yet. You can see I don't have gas on my welder. And you can see the dirtiness. That's fine. Wire brush cleans it up nice. And it's a lot cheaper than running gas. So yeah, that's it so far. It's looking good. So after this weld is done, I got the angle iron to put in, and then I just got the back gate to make, and it's done. And I can stick it off to the side, and it's done. I think he'll be happy with that. So far in parts, I got 2,000 into it. It's probably going to take another $300-400 bucks, and it'll be done. So 2,500 bucks, say, give or take. And he'll have himself a nice trailer. In a trailer like this, brand new, it's about 4,000 to 5,000. So I think he made out okay. Everything's brand new on it. So yeah, so I'll see if my welder's cooled down, and I'll get a couple more welds done on this. See if I can't get it done before my wire runs out. I'm almost out of wire, so I'll have to get another spool of wire to put the angle iron in. But yeah, I'm going to get those welds done. I'm going to pull the axles out. And then I'm going to get the angle iron in, and then tip it up, get some paint under it, put it back down on the axles, get everything else bolted up underneath, and then I can paint the top of it. I can paint all the rest of it, make the back gate. Done. So it should be done by tomorrow night. Tomorrow night it should be all done and painted. But I'll keep you updated on the progress. Until the next time. Okay, so I got the angle iron on. There. Got one there. Got one back here. Got one in the back. So this is what I'm going to bolt the boards down to. I got all the welds all cleaned up. Looks pretty. Got a few things left to do. I got to cut off the overhangs, and I got an overhang in the front that I have to cut off. Because when the store cut the material, they're roughly 24-inch lengths, or 24-foot lengths, sorry. He cut the 12 off of here, and there was a little bit left over here. And then when I was squaring up this side, I realized that there was a little bit, so I measured it, and sure enough. So I just got to cut off that little bit right there. I'm going to get the grinder out and do that shortly. Yeah, everything's all cleaned up and looking pretty. So I'm at a weld wire. I'm going to go down to the store. So I got to finish welding up. I'm going to tack it here, a little more here, and then a little bit more there. Just to kind of run the welds through. And they don't have to be, as long as they're on there. It's fine now. It just has to hold the boards down. And that's good. So while I'm down there, I might as well pick up the material to build the gate in the back. So yeah, I might as well do that. So that's it for now. I will I'll get you back when I get working on her again. So after I get back from the store. Alrighty, so I got a few more things done. I got those pieces in, like I said, get them all cleaned up. And I made the gate. Neighbor's making a bunch of noise with a weed whacker. I made the gate. There you go. That's how you get in. Pivots here. Tires are in the way, but goes in, it goes out. Up. Yeah. So it's looking rather good. So I gotta go back down to the store. I just got back, went down and got some metal on that to finish up this gate. And I go back down to the store because I was tacking the gate pieces all together. I don't even know where it went now. There it is. And I need a new tip. I got the wire jammed in there. So I'll have to go get another tip. No biggie. I'm gonna have a drink in that anyway. So now I notice, because my gate is perfectly square and it's sitting in there nicely, now I've noticed that this here has to go back that way to line up with the gate, and then this one here has to go back this way to line up with the gate. So I'm going to put some come-alongs on there and see if I can't fix them up. Get them where they're supposed to be. So now I don't know if I'm going to grind a few of those welds off that side just so I can get some leverage to pull on that. Because I don't want to bend anything and make it look bad. So I think I might just go along and cut a bunch of those welds on this side. Bring her this way. This one here ain't going to be too bad. Only out by a little bit. I can bend that a bit. But yeah, that's the trailer. It's coming along pretty good. And we're going to get these axles back in there after we get her painted in the bottom. And then we're going to paint the top. And it's going to look nice. 6x12 trailer. He's going to use it for a side-by-side. So it's looking good. I think he's going to be happy with it. I'm really happy with it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a material list of what it cost, what it took me to build this, and just keep it on file for reference if I ever have to build another one. I like the way this one turned out. Turned out really good. Turned out really good. Now I do have to cover in that hole, same with over there, and in the back. And I might cover in the holes in here too. Just kind of put a piece of steel over there and weld them all up. Just simply so the water doesn't get in there and sit in there. Those ones there down there, it's not really going to matter too much. The air will flow through them. But these ones here, I want to get them all covered in. Now, I know they will sweat inside there on a hot day and it will cause some condensation. But so yeah, it's looking good. Better get those axles and that on there and get her painted. She's going to look beautiful. Yeah. Give myself a pat on the back for that one. Did really good. Alrighty, so down to the store I go. I'll catch you in a minute. So we got her tipped up on her side. Got the underneath all painted up. All the hard to reach spots. Got them all painted, just waiting for it to dry. I'm going to put it back down, and I'm going to get the axles and everything back under it. But it's looking good. Paint job's looking really nice. I got a few more things to do yet, but she's 90% finished right now. Oh. Catch you when it all dries up and get her back down. So here we go. That back gate is looking good. I got a few welds to do on it yet. Got the brackets all welded up. Got her all looking good. Still got to bend those two side bars there. And I got the axles all bolted on for good. And up front here I got the jack all welded on nice. It's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Tomorrow I'm off to the store to buy a few more parts. I got to get the fenders for it, get them bolted on, and hopefully I can get that tongue done. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.